When I first decided that I wanted to make this painting, I actually had suffered a little bit of an accident, quite a big one actually, and broke my leg, broke my hand, got like 6 months of bed rest. But I'm not regretting it. I'm not thankful for it. It gave me a lot of time to think about what I wanted to paint, what I wanted to create. And I think I indulged my thoughts for once. I let the vision in my mind just become. And I'm quite thankful for that time actually. So, hello everyone. I'd like to invite you to join me on the making of this painting called Luna with Mother Willow. I will be sharing some thoughts, some philosophies, my inspirations, and motivations to make art in general and also this particular piece. So, I decided to sketch out some of the preliminary thoughts that I had, some rough sketches, some simple figures. The central figure in my mind for this particular painting was my friend Luna, who is a great inspiration. She's a really good artist, and I am very inspired by her. And somehow she kept recurring in my mind for this piece of work. Also, another thing that kept talking to me was nature, is because I think my father grew me and my sister up in a way to love and respect nature and always be so admiring of it that I think it runs very deep. And somehow, in the time that I got to think about this painting, I merged the two in my head. You know, the the feminine figures in my life that inspired me wanted to become one with the divine feminine in my mind's eye, in my mind's vision. So I decided to listen and translate this painting into what it became. Well, it's been quite a journey, and I have been, you know, in and out of paintings. I did a few commissions in the middle. I took a break from it because sometimes it got very difficult to keep going, and sometimes it just felt like the most enjoyable thing in the world, which it generally is. But there are, of course, the mountains and the valleys of each process. So, while creating this, I researched a lot of artists, some old masters, contemporary painters, photographers, illustrators. I delved deep into the works that already existed to derive inspiration from them, from films. But at the same time, I wanted to stay true to my original thought. And I asked myself many questions. I asked myself what inspires me, what are my colors, what about the women in my life that moves me in some ways, my culture, my childhood. A lot of thought goes behind creating a true piece of work, actually, and of course, to constantly work on your technical skills is a big part of creating a strong piece of work. But at the same time, understanding yourself and what makes us individualistic is important in the process. And often, what makes you you are the things that are outside of you. The people you like, the food that you choose to eat, the films you watch, the music you listen, all of these aspects are what makes a person unique. So I decided to gather all of this down, write them so I have it in one place, and use them in my work. Like I mentioned, my father had made me and my sister always be one with nature. And nature can be so chaotic, but still so accurate. Her knowledge is unparalleled. We as humans can only try to mimic her in our simple ways, But trying to learn from her is the best learning that we can give to ourselves. I try to do that in my ways in this piece and try to capture, experiment, be loose, be a little bit of, not judging myself. Especially in the background, I think I let myself completely loose and did a lot of craziness. And only nature can be the judge of this endeavor. I would say that I trained academically, but I do have some breaking streak in me that makes me want to try some new styles and experiment. And with this piece, I safely took my time. Even if it took a lot of effort, even if it did take some extra time, I let myself be. I made myself not judge myself. I truly enjoyed working on the portrait because I think that's one of my most favorite activities of painting. I think I love portrait painting. And having to merge a figure that was taken in a different backdrop and put her in a setting which is full of etherealism, of a forest, of a completely different color setting, completely different vibe, took some time. It was a lot of trial and error, a lot of Photoshop work, a lot of Procreate experiments, and finally, what came up was this piece of work that you see before you. It has been a very good learning experience, and of course, it keeps on building. And I think, in whatever way I could do justice to it, I did it. I obviously keep on working on myself, improving my skill, improving my vision, keep practicing. Drawing. Drawing is so important. I think once I started painting, I realized that I could probably take a break from drawing. But after having done quite a few paintings now, I realized that going back to the basics of drawing is one of the most important things that an artist can do. Having your anatomy correct, your structure correct, and it's a constant learning. It's something that probably never ends. And knowing this and accepting the fact that there is never a complete there is never an end to the learning of an artist will be very liberating for any new artist that is trying to develop themselves and develop their craft. So yeah, these were some of my thoughts, some of my inspirations that I wanted to share with you. And finally I stretched this painting, and this is one of my most favorite activities of the whole process, varnishing. So I'll let you enjoy this part of the video, and I hope you had a nice time watching this, and I will see you in the next ones very soon. I hope you have a very beautiful day, and I'll see you again. Bye.